I'm Mrs. Beth Han. Welcome to Fireside Chats with Mama Han. We're here with Adam Lavellette from the class of 2018 and a recent graduate of Northeastern University. So Adam, recent graduation, how does it feel to be a college graduate? And tell us a little bit about what you studied and what your plans are after graduation.
So in college, I studied business management, and it was actually quite the journey. I didn't start out in business management. I think I jumped around to about 4 different majors. So it was quite the time trying to figure out what to do. And now that I'm really graduated, it's really weird because it feels like I'm an adult now. So that I have a lot of these responsibilities that I have to take on going into the future. And there's a lot of things that I have coming up that I know are going to take a lot of time. And I'm hoping that college really did, and I think it really has, prepared me for quote unquote real life. So right after this, after college, actually this Monday, I'll be starting my new job, which is down in Baltimore, and I work for a screen printing company down there called MD Brand.
That's great. Now, throughout your 5 years at Northeastern, because you did start as a study abroad in Greece for your first semester, which was a little unique. And I remember you were a little nervous about that.
Definitely.
Would you recommend that for students if they have that opportunity?
I would say so, especially for people that are coming from Gerstel and going to a bigger school. So Northeastern's a pretty big school by comparison. It's about 12, 15,000 undergraduates. And going to the study abroad was a much smaller unit of people, about 200 kids. So going from like a small school like Gerstel and then kind of gradually increasing the amount of people that you're in classes with and the community that you have, I think was a really great segue for me, because I know for a lot of people that go from a small school to big school or big school to small school, it's kind of a culture shock. So having that nice gradual introduction, I think was fantastic. Plus you get this amazing opportunity to just go abroad, see different cultures, meet new people, and then the relationships you make are also a lot more intimate because of it.
That's great. And for those of you who don't know, I did teach Adam back in the day when he was in kindergarten. So I've known him for quite a while.
A long time
and
now.
I was also his high school advisor. He was in my advisory in upper school. So we have known each other for a long time. And Adam has actually been here or was at Gerstel for 15 years. So one of our students who's been here the longest. So actually got to see you grow.
I know, it's really amazing.
It is pretty fun.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun to have you back. So I appreciate you coming.
Great to be back.
Visit. One of the things that most people know about you, and see your Instagram posts and all your social media, is you are a runner, and I would say an ultimate marathoner, or I guess competitor, because you do obstacle races as well as just distance running. So can you tell us a little bit about that and like what one of those races is like and what you face in those competitions?
Every race is a little bit different. So no matter where you go, you're always going to have a pretty unique experience. And for the obstacle races, I tend to choose or favor the longer distance runs, just like I do with my just traditional runs as well. And they usually range between 30 miles to 100 miles. And you're going to be faced with like military style obstacles. So barbed wire crawls, heavy carries, jumping over walls, grip strength obstacles like monkey bars. And typically when you're doing that kind of stuff, the terrain is pretty rough as well, very technical, single track through the woods. That's at least the stuff that I like as well. And you're usually going through the dark as well. So you start in the daytime and then you're going through the night. You're fatigued, you're tired, you're hungry, but you just kind of have to push through because, you know, you paid a lot of money to do it and you know that the experience is going to be worth it in the end.
Right. And you've done some 24-hour races. I think most recently we talked about that a couple of weeks ago. And you have a 100-miler coming up. Is that your next race?
Yeah, so I have a 100-mile race in August that I'll be doing, and it's 103 miles in Pennsylvania, and it's going to be very hot. But it's about 20,000 feet of elevation throughout the race, and for those kinds of races, the difference between like that and say like a marathon is the goal isn't to finish as fast as possible. The goal is just to survive. So the goal is to make it to the finish line. So it's a lot about pacing yourself, going a lot slower than you really would otherwise go, especially when you're feeling good, and trying to really just survive and feel as good as long as possible, because you know those last few miles are really gonna, or last tens of miles are really gonna knock you down and are really gonna be a testament of will.
Okay. Have any of our principles and attributes really helped you through this process of racing? Obviously,
Perseverance is definitely the number one. I've had a few races too where I've not finished. Like the first 200 milers that I did, I never finished them. I had to drop out early because of injuries, and one was just I just wasn't ready for it. My mind was telling me to quit. I knew that I could go further, but I just kind of let those intrusive thoughts get in and hopped out early. And when you're in those experiences and when you have that when you're in that type of pain, you really are just trying to find every little thing that you can to try and hold on to so that you can keep going. So you look for all the positive memories and all of the amazing accomplishments you've done in the past so that you can be like, well, I've done this before, I can get through this. Or, oh, well, I've already made it this far, I can go the last 30 miles. I've already gone 70, right? What's 30 compared to 70? So you have to do these little comparisons and do these little victories in your head because you got a lot of mileage to go and it's just wearing you down and it's beating you down bad. And especially meeting other people as well on the course is a fantastic experience because those people are feeling just as bad as you, but you get to suffer with company. So it's a little bit, yeah, it's a lot better as well. And I think courage is another big one as well. And just being courageous when you're out in those kinds of experiences because you're alone a lot of the time, especially in the dark. It's 2 o'clock in the morning, you're tired, you're hungry, and there's no one else around. It's just you and your thoughts. So you really have to make sure that you stay focused on what you're doing and why you're doing it so you can get through.
Sure, that's pretty difficult. But very proud of you for doing that.
Thank you.
Persevering through that. That's amazing. Any information or any advice that you would give to our current students as they look forward to college or they look forward to following a passion like running?
I would say this is something that I've learned more recently, and it's enjoy the moments that you're in them. And it's something that I don't think I did enough of in high school, but I tried to do a lot more of in college, is when you're in the moments, it's very hard to really appreciate them because you're in them at the moment. You're in them and you're experiencing them. And you only get one race. You only get one life. So try and really appreciate every moment of it that you can because once that time is gone, you sadly can't get it back. So always try and reach out to the people that you want to and try and talk to them and enjoy every moment of your race and really try to get the most out of it that you can because you never want to look back at your life and be like, I wish I had done this. You always want to look back and be like, I'm glad I did what I did.
Yeah, excellent advice. What is your favorite memory from high school?
Oh gosh, that's a loaded question right there. The one that comes to mind right now isn't necessarily my favorite, but it is one that I was talking about recently with my family was when I dressed up as the turkey for the Thanksgiving Day event a few years ago, or junior year, I believe it was. Maybe, yeah, it's been a long time, but that was just such a fun time because nobody knew that I was doing it and it was so unexpected. So everyone was like, whoa, what's going on? I would say that was definitely a highlight. And then I think the entirety of senior year was pretty fun for me too. I did a lot of great things that were just a lot of fun and I got to experience a lot of cool stuff as well. And I think I really got to hang out with a lot of my classmates in a way that I didn't really get to the first 3 years of high school. So I think that the relationships, just because of that year, are a lot stronger today than they were beforehand.
Very good. Very good. I'm going to hit you with some questions, some quick answer questions, some this or that, or just some of your favorites.
Oh, I'm ready.
Okay. Tacos or sushi?
Oh, sushi.
Definitely, huh?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Favorite band?
Zach Brown Band.
Okay. I'll take that one. I'll take that one. What kind of vehicle? Favorite vehicle?
Truck.
Pickup truck?
If I could, I would do a pickup truck. I drive a Bronco right now, but going closer and closer to the pickup truck every year, every time I get one.
Pickup truck.
I do a lot of stuff where I'm races and stuff like that, or helping my dad with landscaping. So it just it's a lot more convenient. And my old car was like a small little just car, and it couldn't do the stuff that I needed to do. It got stuck in the mud, blew out a tire here at school. Another fond memory.
Prom night.
Yeah, that was, so after that, I was like, yeah, I need a bigger car.
Okay. Coffee, tea?
Coffee.
Black?
Black.
Definitely.
Oh, yeah, definitely black.
Right, black.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Ravens or Orioles?
Ravens.
Okay. Did not become a Boston fan or a New England Patriots
I
fan
like
or
the Red
anything?
Sox, and I will support the Red Sox unless they're playing the Orioles. If they're playing the Orioles, I'm going to support the Orioles the entire time. But if I'm watching the Red Sox play any other team, I'm like, yeah, I'll root for the Red Sox.
Okay. So a little bit of that Boston rubbed off.
Oh, yeah. But, I mean, Baltimore fan all the way, every single sport. I mean, come on. Born and raised here. I can't not.
Favorite place to travel?
Mountains. Just anywhere in the mountains. Like specifically, loved Montana, Wyoming, places like that are just beautiful. You don't get to see the kind of landscape out here on the East Coast, so getting to experience stuff like that, I think, is pretty awesome.
Okay, great. Great. Okay. Saturday mornings, get up and run, or do you sleep in?
Get up and run. Yeah,
You
always.
ever sleep in?
What's your definition of sleep in?
2 hours past when you normally would get up.
Not really then.
Okay.
Yeah, I get up
You're a
usually.
morning runner.
Yeah, I used to get up at 5:30, and then on the weekends I probably get up at 7:30. So, I mean, I guess it's kind of sleeping in, but it doesn't feel like it's sleeping in.
You're not sleeping until 10, 11.
Yeah,
Some people would.
yeah.
Okay, great. And Adam is instrumental. He is planning our 5-year reunion for the class of 2018 as class president. So we are having that in June.
Yep, June
Looking
17th.
forward to that.
Yeah.
So any last words of advice that you'd like to share with our family?
It's so hard for just one piece of advice, but I would say the one thing that I've learned is you have a bigger impact on the people that you interact with than you realize. Every single person you interact with, no matter how small, you have the ability, and you usually do, impact them in some way. So always make sure that when you're interacting with people, really think about the impression you want to leave on them.
Great piece of advice. I like that. Okay, Adam, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me.
I'd like to visit.
Of course.
Look for our next issue of Fireside Chats with Mama Hand.